All right, welcome back, Bear Down. Bears camp is officially underway with the rookies reporting yesterday. Big news with Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze signing. Huge, huge, huge. So we can all move forward and stop having the drama. Now we just wait for the vets to report in a couple days. We're going to try to get these last couple videos out, try to get them here so we can be done with all the positional overview groups. Today we're doing the cornerbacks, and this will be the shortest video I've done because I've done so much work on the cornerbacks. I'm going to link a couple videos in the description so you can see those videos if you haven't seen it. The Bears cornerback room is absolutely stacked. The absolute disrespect the Bears have gotten this offseason from their secondary is asinine. I can understand a little bit on the secondary, a little bit. I can understand a little bit. But to be ranking us near the bottom half of the league in 19th, 20th by different places, it's just not right. It's not right at all. And you'll see in this video how the Bears cornerback room is absolutely stacked. JayLonJohnson was the #1 cornerback in the league in every single statistical category except interceptions, which was Deron Bland, had a record-setting year. So I did another video where I ranked the top cornerbacks, and Deron Bland deserved to have #1 based off his record-setting year. And his NFL pass rating wasn't much lower than JayLonJohnson's, but we'll get into all that. So what we're doing is we're fact-checking from 3 weeks ago. I did a position-by-position ranking, unbiased, best of the best, NFC North positional ranking overview. These videos, I'll link all the other videos in the description as well. If you go back and look at all the videos, you'll see they all have the links to each other. These are fact-checking, where they really stand with all the other teams in the NFC North, trying not to be biased, not just be a Bears fan, but to see, hey, where does this team really stand as we go into the 2024 season? Well, let's look how we're going to grade this one. On this one, we've got another one. On the other video, I ranked us first, the Packers second, Lions third, and Vikings fourth. Now, I am going to say I go completely off recency on these videos. Now, for this one, it will be a little skewed because Jaire Alexander had an injury season, but he also had a really crappy season. And everyone's ranking him in the top 5, in the top 2, in the top 1. And it's blowing my freaking mind. I'm going to get a little bit upset in this video because that puke emoji and the cheese fits more than anything on this video. Because yes, he's a good player. He had a down year. Will he bounce back? He didn't have a great year last year. It wasn't good, and I'll show you why. So, puke emoji, cheese, puke emoji, cheese, puke emoji, cheese. Put them in the comments because I'm so freaking sick of this offseason with the pseudo-fake bull crap love that Jordan Love, that the Packers, that entire team is getting because they are a garbage team that had luck on their side last year. They were really a 7-win team that got lucky, and the luck is provable. They got lucky, and now they're coming back and they're exposed. And I can't wait for them to have a losing record this year. All right, I go on a tangent. All right, let's get into it though. All right, so there's the Bears, there's the Packers, the Lions, Carlton Davis, Terry Arnold, a rookie, who I love that they traded up ahead of the Packers to be able to get him, and then Brian Branch, who really came on strong last year. Really, really solid player. The Vikings went out and got Shaq Griffin to add with Byron Murphy, who had a good year, and Josh Metellus. All right, for this one, we're going to use 4 different metrics. We're going to use tackling. PFF's grade for tackling. We're going to use coverage. PFF's grade for defensive coverage against receivers. Turnovers created, and NFL pass rating against. The pass rating is the quarterback metric, obviously, but as your cornerback, if you're allowing them not to have a high pass rating, obviously the quarterback can't do a good job by getting into the receiver. So here's the teams from last year. Now that I've calmed down a little bit, just look at those top 2 guys there. You look at my other video I've shown about Tyrique Stevenson's second half of the year. There's so many cornerback videos that I've done, guys. His NFL pass rating is lower than 100. The second half of the year was 55.5. And that's better than almost any of it. It was top 10 in the league the second half of the year. But we're going off the whole year for this. We're trying to be fair. We're going off the whole year. Tackling grade was solid. Kylergordon's tackling grade was solid. Tackling is weighted the least in all of these grades, just so you guys know. It's coverage, turnovers, and pass rating against. Those are the bigger values on this one, worth almost double what tackling is. Tackling is important as a cornerback, but it's not as important as their coverage grade, their NFL pass rating against, the turnovers they create. But look at JayLonJohnson and Tyrique Stevenson creating 5 turnovers each. NFL pass rating of 33.3 is so undervalued by all these analysts at PFF and ESPN and Pro Football Network. They're not even realizing how historic that was for JayLonJohnson. He had an amazing year. Then you go let's look at Jair Alexander. 124.1 NFL passer rating against. That doesn't scare anybody this last year. Now, I realize he had some injury, but he played 560 snaps. Coverage grade was 72.8, a whole 19 points lower, 18 points lower than Jaylon Johnson, and he had one turnover there created. The Packers secondary was not creating turnovers. It wasn't something scary, and these Packers fans sound like they've arrived on every front. They're going to be exposed this year. I gave them too much credit in my ranking video, and you'll see that. Cameron Sutton's gone from the Lions, but he has solid, decent grading. Brian Branch had really good grades, 86.9 on his NFL pass rating against. When you see these other players on the other teams in the NFL pass rating against, look at the Bears, and you start to realize just how special this secondary can be. Well, how does this grade out with my grading scale? The Bears were leagues above the rest of them. 47.7 grade, almost double the Packers. So they were number one. Number two was actually the Vikings. I kind of got a little bit surprised by that. Number three was the Lions. Number four, the Packers. And you can see it wasn't even close. The Packers were by far the lowest of everybody in the division. Here's the changes that took place over the teams. And really, Eric Stokes was more just out most of the season, so that wasn't really Carrington Valentine taking over for him. But, I mean, that's one. We'll see how he does. He was a first-round pick from several years ago. Just hasn't really stuck yet, hasn't really proved himself. Maybe Carrington Valentine keeps that role. We'll see. Terrion Arnold, I think, is a huge addition for the Lions. Carlton Davis is a decent pickup as well. Shaq Griffin, a big pickup for the Vikings. Here's where they all come in. Nothing changed for the Bears at all. We should be stacked and ready. And right behind him is Terrell Smith. I'm not going to spend a long time on this video, but how does it grade out? Bears still with the same grade because nothing changed. But Lions 2, Vikings 3, Packers 4. I gave the Packers way too much credit. I had it Bears, Packers, Lions, Vikings. And really, I think I did the same thing that all these PFN people are doing. I gave Jair Alexander a lot more credit than due. But as I said, in these videos, I'm doing recency. And look at Jair Alexander last year. It was not a special year. He did not have a great year. So he's got to bounce back before he can be proven. He's got to bounce back before he can prove himself. Now, to be fair, 2022, 2021, 2020, significantly better. He's never had an NFL pass rating of 124. I think 86 was like his highest before that, so he played a lot better. But this last year was not special. So this is how I have it. The Bears, as you stick stats and analysis and you break it down with figures to be fair and honest on everything that we're doing here, the Bears are by far the best secondary, the best cornerback room in the entire NFC North. It's not even close. Then the Lions, then the Vikings, and then the Packers. That's how it stands. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a fair analysis of it? Is this really where things stand? Do you see it differently? Should I give Jair Alexander a little bit more credit because of his history, because of his past? Or does he need to come back and prove himself once again? Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, claws up, bear down, and dabears.